So actually talking about challenges, like you already say it, no, a little bit, like you came from a very structured job like aviation, which is actually even more structured than any other normal office job, I suppose, to remote working with constant changes of place, with constant changes of surroundings and people also. So these all sounds very nice, but it must come also with challenges. Like what are the biggest things that you encountered, or what are the things that you suffer the most with this new
Yeah, I
life?
think the biggest one is fear of the unknown.
Mm,
Because when you're a kid, you don't fear anything because everything is unknown to you. So you are living in constant change. So change is nice. It's nice. It's normal. It's part of your life. But once you settle and then you start having like these routines during the day, now going to a new country, this this is so fearful. So I remember when I first got my job in Austria. My first job was in Austria. I'm Spanish. We barely speak English. And now I have to go to a country. I'm 22, and now I have to go to a country where they speak German, which I knew at the time. I knew like eins, zwei, drei because I worked at the airport, and there was like a German route that I had to say like gate one, gate two, or gate three. So that's all I learned. So that was so. I remember it. It was scary, but once you get out of your comfort zone, getting out of your comfort zone is your comfort zone.
mm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
making myself clear. So to me, it's like once you get back to the type of life that you were born with, which was constant change, then your body gets used to change. And
Mm,
it just a small leap of faith, it's like you just need some push. In my case, my push was easy because it was my dream job. I wanted to do this. So if anybody's hearing me, so maybe it will be easier for them to make these difficult changes in their life if they're following something that grows from the inside.
motivation, yeah, of course.
Motivation, interest, passion, goal, call it as you want it. I
Mm.
talk to many people. Everybody has like different words to refer to the same thing. So to me, once that was the most scary thing, and now even today when I get invited to, okay, can you be like, for example, a couple of years ago, yeah, at the end of 2023, I think I was invited to go to Korea, South
Mm.
Korea, for the first time. And I know Asian culture, I like it, but I've never been there. So it was scary. And at the beginning, I said, I don't know. But okay, I took a leap of faith and I stood there for, I think it was 4 months. And it's an experience that you have to force yourself to do. And maybe you will like it or maybe you won't. But until you do it, you are not able to understand if
If it's for you or not,
if
no?
it's yeah, if you like it or if you don't.
Mm.
So that to me, like the most scariest thing, it's fear of the unknown.
What about the social side of it? Like, because I mean, if you're an extrovert person, okay, more or less you can handle, no? But if you're an introvert person, how do you meet people when you're constantly moving? How do you connect with
Yeah, and
anyone?
yeah, and this is complicated. And let me go back to my example in Korea. The Korean society is so respectful that they will never make eye contact with you in the street if they don't know
Okay.
you. So they always wear like these hats, but the hat looks like that, so that they put it down like this, so you cannot see my eyes. So you are living in a city where there is human beings walking around, but you do not see the full extension of the human beings because you're not seeing
Mm.
the eyes, and the eye is the, how do they call it, like the
The
a
door
door to the
to the soul, yeah.
soul. So if you're walking, so it's like you're living in a video game with NPCs or with robots. So for me, going to places is what I said before. Now I go to places based on the type of people I want to meet.
Mm.
So first, before going to any place, if you're an introvert, I consider myself an extroverted introvert. meaning that I do my effort to connect to people, but it's hard for me. Again, fear of the unknown. This is something new. So the easiest way for me is to tap into existing communities before going there. And this could be as simple as being on a Facebook group or a Telegram group or meetups, join meetups. So simple like that. And then once you are there, it's like, oh, okay, we have this conversation or this topic or the other. And luckily in Korea, I was welcomed by a local group of like-minded people, and it was easier for me to start a connection. You were asking about the connections, right? Like the exact word I think was connection, no?
Yeah. I mean, at the end, do you end having a circle of majority of them digital nomads around you?
Yeah,
Or
and this is one of the things I don't like about nomading. It's that maybe you go to a place, you create a good relationship with somebody, one person, two people, more, doesn't matter, a group, but you know it's temporary.
mm,
And the positive thing is that we live the fullest. So we live more like tomorrow I'm not gonna see you again. So if I have the chance, I'll ask you, why don't we go have dinner tonight?
mm,
Rather than if you're staying in the same city, it's like, yeah, we'll see each other on the weekend. No,
yeah,
let's meet tonight because maybe tomorrow I have
I'm leaving.
an opportunity, yeah, to leave. So this is one of the. It's like it looks like a more accelerated type of life, and that's what I said before. That when you're younger, you have more energy to do this, but the
Yeah.
the moment you're getting older, you're slowing down. So the good thing is that just it's it's easier, or you get to know people faster. But the bad thing is that if you make good ties with people, then
You
you don't
lose
see
them
them,
also earlier.
right?
No, yeah,
Right.
I get
So
it.
that's the negative part. And to answer your continuation of this question, sometimes these people travel to the same places, so maybe you keep seeing them, and that's what happened to me. Like for the last couple of months, I think I've been
Mm.
traveling to places that I'm seeing the same people over and over. So that's
Are
good.
you choosing these places because you know that the other people is also going there?
Yes, we actually go to like this type of retreats or
Mm.
packages with activities
Okay.
specifically for nomads. So like this is one of my communities, right? Right, like the nomad community. So there are like a couple of big brands organizing this type of events because they know that these people want to keep seeing
See
each
each
other,
other, no? Yeah.
even though in different parts of the world, and discover new cultures in the process and
Hmm.
new places. So yeah, this is like a good thing. That's what I say. If you go to places based on the interests, it will be easier for you to find your tribe. I call them your tribe. You know, it can be your community. Words are different for us, but you know what I mean.
Do you miss connecting a bit with the local people
Hmm.
sometimes? Like,
Yeah, this is this is something I see a lot. For example, now I'm Spanish. I was in Tarifa, a Spanish town, and it was full of Germans. And I made a very good group of Germans, and I was all the time with the Germans. And I was like their interpreter everywhere where
mm,
we went. So I could speak to them and to the locals, and I could see like the cultural barriers. And there is one thing I don't like about nomading is that we live in our own bubble and we do not connect, we do not mingle with the locals. And that's why if you ask any local merchant, even though the nomads come with a lot of money to spend, they don't like nomads.
yeah.
So it doesn't to me it's like an oxymoron. It's like you're here because of them, but you don't like them. And this is because nomads have their own bubble
Mm,
and they do everything like they are used to. And because it's so different than what locals do, they don't spend, neither of them spend enough time to get to understand to each other. And this is something I'm trying to change because the culture I like is not my culture, it's the culture I'm building. And it's like I'm taking like the best parts of all the cultures I'm discovering, You know,
Mm.
I'm picking, I'm putting them into one box, and like in this box, this is the culture I belong to. To me, this is easier because I'm used to travel. But locals, they are mostly not used to travel, and when they travel as tourists,
Mm.
and it's a completely different experience. And because of that, I see like this friction, you know, between the two worlds, and that's why if you walk by any major street of Barcelona in summer, you'll see locals
Just
hating
yeah.
with the water pistols, the
Yeah,
water
yeah, of
pistols
course, of course. I
saying
mean, at the end, it's the
tourists go
model
home.
of cities with tourism. It's also like not ideal at all. No, like
Exactly, but this is the model of city that we've built, and if we don't like this model, we shouldn't fight the people we are inviting, because a nomad is coming to the city because the city allows it. You know, if you
mm,
don't want nomads, just ask a visa. You know, ask for a specific visa on the passport. But if the passport allows you to go in, we locals shouldn't be fighting with the nomads. We locals should be fighting with our governance, with our public officials, to tell them that we don't want that. So they should find a workaround to to fix it. The problem
mm.
here is like most governments in most regions, politicians make you play
Live in
with.
another bubble. Yeah.
Look, I like that. I like that. They created their own bubble. Hey, don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally the same at the end. No, it's just like okay, ignoring also the reality of their citizens because
Yeah,
it's
Mark,
what it is. Like
that's
yeah.
it.
Mm.
So
Now,
that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like of this type of relationship, because it's like a love hate relationship between locals
mm,
and nomads. But that's why I'm going to these communities. One of the most interesting topics I have now, and what I said that now I'm traveling because of my personal interest. One is discovering circular economies. So I go to places where
okay.
you foster local economies. So if you're a
Mm-hmm.
foreigner and you go there, you have to go to the local market and buy the local produce. And by doing that, it's not about the money. Okay, it's not about you spending the money here. The money is like the reward. It's the end of the exercise. But
Mm.
by doing that, you have to talk to the local people. And by doing that, either the local people have to learn a couple of words in your language to allow commerce to happen, or you have to learn the local words. So by doing this, like finding these local and circular economies, I'm finding like this type of tribe that I'm very interested into meeting now.
Yeah, making a little bit, extending a little bit the network also to have people who's maybe more based on a single place. It's also interesting at the end, no? Um, Actually, I wanted to ask you about the conflict between expats and nomads and local communities and the whole legislation, but we already touched that a little bit. And watching at the time, I have like 3 or 4 questions more.
Mhm.
Uh, what's the main difference, in your opinion, between a digital nomad and an expat? Because
Yeah,
these terms
yeah,
are there, no? So,
of course. And maybe now if you look at the dictionary, will be different. But we made the words. So for me, a digital nomad is digital is just an adjective that you add to the word
to the
nomad.
nomad, yeah.
So let's remove the digital, because digital means that it's online and internet. It's easy to
Hmm.
understand. But the nomad is the person I said before. This person that is not happy with what he has, where he is at the moment, and he's jumping from one destination to the other to find places that offer what he's not happy with. So this is a
Hmm.
nomad, a person that jumps from one place to another. Will it jump every week, every month, every 6 months, every 5 years? It's relative. Time is relative. Maybe it takes you 1 year to understand that you're not happy in a place, and maybe it takes me double because I'm slower or because I have other things in my head. Time is relative, so it
Hmm.
doesn't matter. And the expat, which is like an abbreviation of expatriate, so
Hmm.
somebody that is from another place, to me, he's not jumping. He's somebody that comes from another place, and he decided, and that's what I said before, to find his final destination. So an expat could be a retired nomad.
Hmm. Okay.
It's a person that already discovered his place, but it's not his hometown. That's why he's from the exterior. That's like an expatriate.
Yeah.
So maybe you're an expat after your first trip. Imagine you are from Barcelona and then you go to Greece. Okay, one trip, only one trip in your life, and you decide to settle in Greece. You are an expat directly because you have only done this trip. But you were a digital nomad as well for one trip. So you started there, and once you decided that that was your final destination, it's like, okay, I'm an expat. But now, if you after Greece, you go to Bologna, or now
Mm.
now you're going back to being a nomad, and maybe one day you say, all right, Bologna is my final destination. I'm an expat again, and
It's
that,
weird.
that's
It's weird because at the end I'm in between these things. No, I never moved to another country thinking, oh, this is just temporary, or yes, but in the sense of like neither searching for a perfect little place to live. It was just life. No, I moved to Germany because
yeah,
of work. I met
yeah.
someone in Germany who was an archaeologist, and then logically we went to Greece,
Uh,
and then it's just like it's circumstances of life that bring me into that. I never considered myself a nomad in the sense of like I willingly push for this change, no.
and I
But it's
agree
interesting, it's
completely.
interesting.
I agree with your definition because I applied to myself. When I first decided to leave Spain for Austria, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm a nomad, the nomad life. No, life pushed me there. I found a
Mm,
job, my dream job there, so I went there. But in retrospect, now I can see that that's why now I can tell that I'm a nomad, or I have been a nomad for many, many years, because I'm looking in retrospect. And there is this other category of people that are more location uh, conscious,
mm.
and they when they travel, they know they are nomads. But it's like, I think that the vast majority, like your story and my story, we were nomads, even though we didn't know we were nomads.
Yeah. Okay, then I have two more challenges questions. One, probably you been asked like 3,000 times about this. I actually needed to choose a little bit what to ask because, of course, language, visas, whatever. So I would definitely go for because the languages, you already talk a little bit about it. What about the visa situation? Like, how do you deal with getting to travel to places where you require a visa at the end?
So luckily, every time I needed to go to a place, it was so easy. I didn't have
Okay.
any ever I have gotten issues. Why? Maybe I'm not going to these distant, far away, difficult places to land.
Mm.
So, and when I was a pilot, to me it was easy,
Ah,
just
yeah.
by showing my license and my job. It's like I got access to any place, so easy.
It's the best passport to have, no?
It
Like
was
a
it was And now I have like this strong passport. Like there are like two types of passports, no? The strong ones and the
yeah.
ones that will become strong. So now the strong ones are American, European, so North American or European.
Mm.
And now I'm talking to a lot of people that is starting to think about getting his second passport from a country that will be strong in the future, meaning Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, those
Mm.
countries that now nobody wants to go there because they suffer so much from socialism and communism and all these things. But the West world is going into that direction. So there will be one day, and maybe it's not in our lifetime, but our passports won't open us as many doors as they used to.
Mm.